All right, welcome. This was my Saturday rainy race at Alden Park Memorial Day weekend 2004. Really enjoyed this race. I struggled during the week, and I don't know if I was just off, but like I was doing like 144. It was just dreadful. Earlier in the week, I was great, and then for some reason my setup got screwed up. I don't know what happened, but then I showed up like an hour early, practice, straightened out my setup, and things went well. I mean, I could have probably been a little faster, but I was more trying to be careful than anything. But here we go, Alton Park, fun race. Uh, we're also just disclaimer: no one's going to be singled out here, but we are going to go over incidents as well because there was quite a few of lap one incidents. I was actually involved in a couple of them. So there we go. Lap one. Probably won't get all lap one incidents, but we'll get a few of them. Driving from my perspective, I drive cockpit view. As you can see, my wipers are on. A lot of times that's a good way of telling if somebody's using cockpit view or not. If they're not running their wipers and it's pouring rain out, they're not using cockpit view. So here we go. It's green. Green flag's waving. Get choked up here a little bit. Somebody got caught on the curb. Somebody in BMW just went flying by. Let's see who that was. Oops, I changed the wrong screen. Check out the HUD. That was a guy that's actually platinum driver starting in the back. Why he was starting in the back, I have no idea. Ooh, he's definitely crowded in that 911 car. He's in a hurry to make up spots. And this is the problem with where the admin do not want people not qualifying. Because then a driver driving up through the field like this in a hurry creates chaos for other drivers. All right, here's your wreck number one, I think. Let's take a look at this wreck. Let's go a little forward. Slow it down a little bit. See, the 88 got kind of loose. Wow, it looked like he was going to miss him there. 88 catches the back of the 420. 420 holds his brakes. Good, good. Hold. Don't go yet. Let's check to see what that happened to this car. Why is this car so far behind? Something happened to him? Oh, something must have happened to him during the warm-up lap. This is Hugo. We're riding with Hugo Caballero. Just checking to see what exactly happened to him. Oh, uh-oh. I remember this. I was like, what is this car doing? I didn't know what. He must have had a weird something going on off the computer. Maybe dog jumping in his lap, wife calling him something, and that pushed him to have to start from the pits. All right, we want to jump back to the start again. Now I play in a wider screen and it wouldn't come out on YouTube, so I changed the resolution back to 1920, so better for viewing and people could read the names on the sides and all that. Skip up a little bit. Right now I'm running 25th. So that's who's off? Who was that behind? That was Miller. And then it's 77. Who's this? Who's 77? Oh, it's not a 77, it's 11. I read that wrong. They're trying to get by these incidents, no problem. They make it by. Ali, who has had very bad luck, brutal luck, and I don't know whether he was just not be able to put the lap in, or decided just to start at the back to be safer. But it turns out not such a safe spot. As Pam sends Ali flailing into the back of me. So that sends Ali off. I'm trying to hang on to it. Track's still wet, not, this is our first lap coming through, so this track hasn't started to dry yet. And I try to lock it up. And I hold till I see everyone's out of the way. Completely turned the opposite direction. All the positions that I gained for qualifying, gone. So now I think I'm in last place right now. Well, Ali's about to Abando, McLennan, and Ali. So I'm in 29th place. This car, this Mustang, part of the reason why I chose not to drive the Mustang is very hard to get. The brakes are not very good. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here. So, let's look at one of the drivers farther up. 12. Okay, we'll sit in this car. All right, well, so we already see a car's off over here. So that might be the beginning of this problem. This guy's on the track, mind his own business, using the whole track, which he should be able to do if this car, number 55, stays off track. I don't know why he came back on track after being off, but let's go back and see what happened to him. Maybe he got pushed off. I don't know. Porsche could be very slippery. And if they didn't use wets, that could be a problem beginning of the race. Just comes back right on track and clips another car. Here comes a Lee Ellis in a Porsche. I used to see Lee in a Porsche. And he just makes it by. Need to go back the other way. Bam! Wow. Okay, so that was... Who is that in the other Mustang? Was that Miller or Schmidt? I think it might have been Schmidt. Because Miller was pretty far back. Okay, so it wasn't Miller. We're going to slow this down some. And right here, this is where it happened. This is an epic, epic incident. He's trying to turn to the right, but so Langelos is on the brakes, brakes. Still on the brakes, off the guardrail, on the brakes. Perfect so far. Hits the gas a little bit, trying to go back. Now he's off the brakes and he rolls right back on the track and just adds to the mayhem. Oh my goodness, guys. You guys have been racing long enough. You know better than coming back on the track. It's just chaos. Oh, it gets slammed again. Oh my goodness. What a mess. Sorry about the dead air. Let's see. He was on the brakes. Let's go back 5 seconds. This is where riding with Kevin Torrance. And shit, when shit happens, it happens. It's like, whoa. We'll turn this up a little bit. Now we'll turn it back down here. So right now he's on the gas completely. He's got to be able to see it. So now he's on the brakes. He doesn't want to hit that black car in front of him. He's got really no other to go other than turn into the guardrail to the left. Even the 444 is injured pretty good. Let's see the 444. There's the 444 on here. Wow, look at that windshield. Oh my goodness. This Caballero is having a rough day. First he spins out and has a big mess and has to start from the pits, which you would think would be a safe place to start. Turn this up a little bit. Boom. Ah, a lot of cars involved in this wreck. I had damage already. I had like 10 seconds of damage, something like that, from the incident that I was in. And that's the first lap of incidents that I've seen. So that was that for lap one. There was a lot of activity going on. No, I was pushed all the way back to last, but now we had all these incidents, so now I'm up to 25th. So it says on here. We're gonna do a lot of skipping up. I got him, Kevin. People don't generally move out of my way, and I don't expect them to. So I was like, I gotta wait here. This is not a good place to pass. There's not a lot of good places to pass on this track. And I'm a firm believer on trying to set people up, if I can, coming out of turns rather than going into turns. So I see right here, I saw back there a car up on the black. And that car is Jay Rodriguez. I'm definitely getting a little nervous there because I see him slip sliding, and I think he might have hit the car behind me. Let's take a look. Rodriguez. No, I don't think he hit the car behind. He's all on brake now. Brake, brake, brake. Oh, wow. He did finally get stopped when he hit the pavement, but it looked like it affected whoever was in the Mustang quite a bit. Did he hit the Mustang? No, he didn't hit the Mustang. Mustang goes off. I don't blame him. He was a little shy of that. And Ollie's able to get by. Normally, I would just sit behind a guy, but I was feeling good. I was feeling good about the car. I was feeling good about the way the car was handling, even despite the damage, all the damage in the back. I know Al is going to be catching me. I need to get by. Got a nice run here. I just want to be careful. I don't want to hit anyone. I was probably being too careful. I don't know. The first lap, first two laps, very slow, 144s. Trying to be patient. I know I could go faster. And when I get this straight, I just don't have enough juice to pass him. Which is frustrating because I could catch him in the curves. That's the cool thing, I guess, about the GT racing with the various cars. Now he goes to the outside. I felt like I could get by him here. He might have just let me by, I don't know. But I felt like coming out of the turn is the place to pass. So I didn't lay back at all. I took advantage of it. And here comes some fast guys. Oh, that's Kevin behind me. His car's a bit torn up. Behind Kevin is Miller, and behind Miller is Obando. Behind Obando is McClellan and Shannon. Now I'm and next thing you know, I caught Frank, which came to be very surprising to me. I'm like, how did this happen? And he was standing outside, so I took advantage of it. The only thing I can think of, these guys were using a dry setup or dry tires instead of wet tires. And now I have Schmidt in front of me. I have McClellan and Shannon battling. Obando is about to catch up to Frank. And I'm about to catch up with Schmidt, who I had a good race with for a couple laps. This is where the Mustang is hard, these close turning areas. That looks like Richard McKay over in the grass. And I got the outside. I get the outside on Schmidt, and then he just turned right in front of me in the braking zone. And I just couldn't get stopped enough. I didn't mean to hit him, but like, let's go back and look at that slower. I'm in my lane. It has the right to move carefully in front of me, but I don't know about brake moving into somebody another lane in the braking lane. I don't know about that one. That could have actually wrecked both of us there. And now I have basically Obando right at my ass. He decides to back off because he realizes that me and Schmidt are racing for position. Kind of cost me time because actually that little incident scruff, I think I would have had him going into that corner. He would have had a very strange, awkward turn by it being in the inside lane going to that next corner where we made contact. A lot of accidents happen in that chicane. I've had a lot of accidents myself happen in that chicane. I feel like the Mustang has better straight line speed, but not good turning and not good under braking. At first it feels like it's great under brakes, but then the car is so heavy that it just has a slidey feel to it. So I know Robert's a lot faster than me. I know he's been in a couple accidents, and I'm like, I don't want to slow myself down because I feel like I'm moving up. But every time you slow to move out of your way for somebody else, you lose seconds. And I know, blah, blah, blah. Don't battle a guy that's higher, not in your... At the same time, I'm not wanting to battle them, but actually I don't want to lose time by letting them go either. Like, they have to be able to pass you, I think, or at the right spot to let them by and not lose time. And a couple times during this race, I did do that, and I lost valuable time that actually cost me third place in this race. My division cost me third place in my division because I was being my Mr. Nice Guy, and after I thought about it afterwards, I was like, I regretted being overly nice because in the end it cost me a podium. You'll see why later. So I move over there. I didn't really lose a lot. I'm trying to move a lot. I probably lost a couple seconds by doing this. Maybe it was too nice. Maybe it's just being too nice to do that. I don't know. So now I have the 88 behind me. I'm sandwiched between the 88 and the 420. His last lap was a 143. Mine was a 143. His was a 143. Schmidt's was a 145. McKay's kind of catching up. Ollie's in the 141s. And Sky Young somehow got way back here. I'm not sure exactly how he got way back here. Torrance having a tough time. 41, Hugo. And looks like Miller is checked out. And when you see, once Robert got by me, he just walked away from me. That's the difference between platinum driver in a it's the difference between a platinum driver and a bronze driver, you know, time speed wise. Okay, now I got Aaron Shannon behind me. Guys who wants to pass me here. Just fine, that's fine. I might even decide to make that move, stay to the outside. I can't remember now. I saw him coming, I just stayed to the outside. Actually, that was a good place to pass. This way I don't lose a lot of time. And then I was like, I might as well let McLennan go too. Because I'm already slowed. And then, but this really, we'll look at the time after this. Doing this cost me probably, I don't know, 3-4 seconds probably. And then Aaron goes off here. Now I got Ken Schmidt kind of catching back up because I'm like hemorrhaging time by letting these guys by. His last lap was a 142.9. I'm like realizing I gotta giddy up because here comes Ken. Oh, it turns out that lap wasn't. Yeah, see, that lap was a 144. I lost like 2 seconds there, and then Schmidt had a 143, so he gained a full second on me. And at the end of the race, I finished 3 seconds behind Robert Palombe. So those seconds really made a difference at the end of my race. I wish I could have that back. I didn't have one runoff the entire race. I didn't hit anyone. I generally don't hit people. Well, I hit Ken Schmidt because basically, you know, he pulled into my lane. And then I was like, oh no, don't come back on the track. Aaron somehow spun there. I don't know if his tires got on the curbing or what. Here comes Ken. He's coming hard. Miller's in the pits. Rodriguez 31st. Langelos. Caballero. Torrance. Hopkins must have had something go wrong. Oh, he's tagging along. So he's got rear end damage from when the accident, when he got pushed in the first lap there. That case definitely struggling. Normally he doesn't struggle like that. Frank holding at 23. Shannon decides to pit. And Ken Schmidt is catching up every lap, getting closer. He's making the Mustang work. You can see his rear spoiler diffuser kind of falling off the back. Oh, Nelly! Woo! Bam, bam, bam. That Mustang cannot handle the chicane. Gotta slow down there. He was having a hard time, boy. Man, am I lucky I didn't get taken out there. Did a good job of steering to the left. And there goes Ken. In front of me is the 88. And see, now these two guys, 770, 773 are battling for position. Other ones are these a little bit farther ahead. I'm not that much farther behind them. And those what I'm saying about those seconds that I gave up really killed me. And then the incident too that I lost, I don't know how much time. Who knows where I would have finished if I hadn't had that incident. I would have finished at least third. A leader could see the 773 he's in third, and 773 is just seconds ahead of him now. We're gonna skip ahead. So now Frank is starting to get the hang of it, and he's going a little faster, I think. And Frank kind of, at one time he was 13 seconds, and then I started looking at the time. I'm like, oh man, he's like 7. He cut it from 13 to 7, and I was like, I better kick it up a little bit because I have a habit. I'll start racing too careful. And if I don't have a reason to have a fire under me, then I'll start grandpaing it around. Yeah, I'm doing 143s instead of 142s. I'm sitting here by myself. I'm kind of lollygagging. If I have somebody like dangling a carrot in front of me, I have a little more fire. We're gonna speed up. I want to say I pitted on lap 14. We'll find out here in a minute. Whoa, that was a mistake. I did have a runoff. I thought I had no runoff. See that? You always got to watch the replay. I did make a mistake here. This is my one runoff. I did not even remember that happened. I got on the grass. Ugly with a capital U. I got lucky there. So I did actually have one runoff. See that? It's hard to remember when you make mistakes. The memory, not that great. I mean, it wasn't a bad runoff. I probably didn't lose much time, but it felt like, I remember thinking that it felt like my tires were starting to wear out a little bit. And that's why I was like, oh, I know what I was doing. I was checking my tires. I had my my screen up and I was checking my tires to change from make sure it was changed from dry to wet tires. And I took my eye off the screen for a minute, or where I was racing, and I ended up going off. That's exactly what happened. I ended up not. I turned off also my suspension damage. I didn't take the time to repair. And when I come out, somewhat alone. 55's behind me. The 420 behind me somehow. I don't know if they gotten more incidents or what happened to them, why they ended up behind me. Or maybe they hadn't pit yet. Maybe that's what it was. Let's see, who do we got in front of me here? Oh, that's your leader. That's John Saunders. The Saunders? No, yeah, no, that wasn't. He wasn't leading then. He's coming up on me. That's a very good place to let somebody pass. We're just gonna put this on fast forward. Most of the action happened in the beginning of the race, so we're gonna kind of just X4, see if anything else that was interesting happened. There's leader in third. Oh, the other guys had pitted. Leader probably hadn't pitted yet. Where's Cologne? Where's... Oh, he's way up here. Here's Cologne. He's in first. He just comes out of the pits. McClellan passed him there. Slow this down just a tad. So right now we have Banks in first. That's Frank in front of Cologne. Oops. Leader's very close. He's just a little bit behind here. As you can see, I'm not that much farther behind. I had made up quite a bit of time since I had my incident. Leader must have just pitted either the 234. I needed to be in the 142s. Cologne looks like he's stuck behind Frank a little bit, but Frank actually has not pitted yet, I believe. So he has every right to hold his line. This is not a blue flag situation. That's they're racing for position right now. Which is actually helping leader. So this is a true bronze cast, what I'm doing now. Just going over bronze guys only. You have Miller's left the race. You have Rodriguez staying on track. Langelos, Torrance, Schmidt. Oh, there he is off in that same corner he's struggling with. Let's go back. Oh, that's a different corner. Let's see. He's got a blue flag behind him. He's got Brian Banks behind him. Ooh, he goes way into the grass. Right there, he probably should have braked and just let by. There he goes. Frank goes in the pits. That's going to help the 773 quite a bit. See, Banks quite a ways ahead. Why is it showing leader instead of ahead of Cologne here? All right, what happened here? How did that happen? Let's see. That is weird. What the heck just happened here? How did leader just jump ahead of Cologne? I am confused. Was there a glitch on the server? Okay, right now it's showing leader came across the start finish line behind Cologne. Cologne's already, I don't know that. I am so confused. Yeah, there must have been something wrong with the scoring. There was something wrong with the scoring there. Or there was a huge glitch. I don't understand how leader, because if you go a lap back, it shows Cologne behind Tenet and leader behind both of them. Something very strange happened there on lap 18. I'll write that down. All right, we'll go ahead. I'll investigate later because I'm running out of time. This video is getting way too long. Oh, they went off. There it is. They both went off. Slow this down. Oh, it looks like Cologne bumped. It looks like Cologne bumped Tenet. There it is. We found it. And right now I'm starting to see like maybe I have a chance on catching up. They're not that much farther behind me. Not sure who that was going off there. Rodriguez. See, I'm just starting to go into this next turn. I'm not that much farther. See, I'm starting to gain. That's Hall's. Went Hall's by. This is when I was starting to feel like, maybe I could, maybe I still have a chance at catching the third place driver. I got lucky there. I got Frank probably lifted off, and I was able to get clear running in front of me there. Lap 22. Cologne still behind leader. Langelos, Tennant, Torrance. In front of me. Behind me is Young. In front of me is Honoff. Really great run by Young. He went from like almost last place. He had a little runoff there. So he had two runoffs. I let Sky Young by there. There was a chance that he could catch Ponoff, and I didn't want to be any reason why. I lost a whole bunch. There's a 146 lap. That lap right there really hurt because I let a bunch of people by. Also, that runoff didn't help. But I was kind of worried too much about impairing other people rather than concentrating. Those 3 seconds, if I had those 3 seconds and then in a race, I beat Cologne to the start finish line. I'm just going to skip up. We're going to slow this down. That's Cologne right in front of me. That's what I'm talking about. I finished 3 seconds behind him. Now you see the different mistakes I made and the incident at the beginning of the race. And too much lollygagging. I could have came in the podium. I like watching this is making me kick myself for being too careful. There he is, right in front of me. It says 4 seconds right now, but it was at the end. I think it was 3. Would have been nice to get a podium, but you know, it is what it is. Not that often do I get a chance to do something like that, but I think what killed me was the incident at the beginning. Otherwise, it would have been much more exciting. There's the difference. So he's across there, and that's the difference right there. And that difference, I lost on the first lap, where So let's count. All right, 1 second. Get hit there. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. 5 seconds. 6 seconds. 7 seconds. 8 seconds. 9 seconds. 10 seconds till I get back up to pace. I would have easily had third place in this race. Maybe even better. What a shame. I have to race perfect race because I don't have a lot of speed to gain. So my races have to be absolutely perfect for me to get a podium. That's the bronze. And in the end, it was the bronze started out as Kennett, who didn't qualify, Schmidt, Torrance, Rodriguez, Miller, Owens, Langelos, Banks, leader, Colomb. That's how we started. How we ended. Banks, leader, Colomb, Owens, almost the same. Torrance, Schmidt, Tennant, Langelos, Rodriguez. That's it. Wrapping up the Browns. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed the summary.